Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile,
Yes. Please hold on to these.
Joey is being carried out of the building by some of the gnomes. It's taking a few.
Like hell I am.
What? Like
Do you
hell
think
he
they
is.
could? Do you think they could even lift me?
4 of them are doing so.
They're gnomes. I'm like 7 feet tall.
4 of them are lifting your leg.
800 pounds of prime cuts available for order. It says so right on my pug.
What if I roll Intimidate, or maybe Initiative?
Up to
What
you.
if I roll athletics? 32. To stay
roll
where I
athletics,
am.
Joey,
slightly-
Joey straight up lifts a few of them into the air, one with each arm.
You know that thing that actual cows do where they like twitch and their like skin flaps around and all the flies buzz off? That's
Ugh.
kind of what
Yeah.
Joey.
What?
No.
Instead of flop-
Why would you describe it like that?
I'm not good at talking. You know, they just twitch and all the flies
Yeah,
go away. He does that,
Yeah.
but it's gnomes flying around.
the gnomes just fly off.
One of them through the wall, apparently. Oops.
Oh,
No,
no.
Joey's not that mean.
No, it
Not
was
to
an
me.
accident. The pog slipped a square over when I was letting go.
I say you're more interested in your bureaucracy than doing your job as a guard.
I'm more interested in doing my job than you ever were, you ignorant cow. We all know the tales of your corruption. I came in to clean up the mess.
This place might have been, you know, I might have been accepting some gifts on the side. But this
Accepting
town was
some
safe.
gifts? Accepting some gifts? You shook
Yeah.
down a young man and took his house because it was bigger than yours.
Hey, listen, according to Bonerton law, I was allowed to do it.
I was taller than him, so I took.
Yeah. I was bigger than he was.
Where in Bonerton law is this written?
I listen.
Right here. and
Listen,
he
at the
pulls
time
out
I
the
couldn't read. At the time I couldn't read.
What?
But I was assured that that was, yeah. I can read now though. It's all cool.
He draws a rapier, points it at you. Get out of my guardhouse now.
That counts as Initiative, right?
He's only drawn it and pointed. He has not made an attack. If
I
you
don't wanna
want to
kill this
move,
guy.
do it. Jesus.
I may...
Now,
What information have I found about this Notch fellow?
There's actually very little record of him. However, your other question
yeah.
about Flat Top, you discover quite a bit of information on him helping solve some cases, and then running afoul of a lot of people in the Noble District when he was regent. Many complaints are listed, some of them seeming immensely trivial to you.
Fascinating. Alright. So, yet again, I'm in a situation where I can't really trust anyone or anything that has happened, and can't use any information that I may or may not be perceiving because it may or may not be truthful. Therefore, I cannot ever make a good decision, and the only morally correct thing to do
You could
is to
ask
act on
Algernon, who
instinct.
knows about some of this.
Yeah.
I mean, we're working together.
Algernon, you
Yeah,
should
we
probably
were- I
chip
was-
in
I will.
some
I will show
information.
him some things. We can discuss.
Yeah, I can share what I know. I mean,
Yeah.
from what I got, like Flat Top seemed like a fairly stand-up guy when we worked with him before.
Hmm.
It kind of sounds like he was doing what he thought he needed to do to turn things around, and the nobles were not very happy with it because presumably it did not benefit them entirely.
That's pretty much the long and short of it, and you've seen their actions thus far in the city having a large effect.
he was being scapegoated.
Whoops.
Yep. So,
The nobles are evil, and Flat Top is generally.
It sounds like
good.
they've been able to blame both Gibnef and Flat Top for what's wrong with Bonerton. Especially because Gibnef has not been here. He was a prime target.
here's something else you might know. You might have picked up on last session that at least one noble is involved with the cultists.
Yes.
Also that.
Probably closer to half of them.
That would be
Yeah.
a good guess.
Probably closer to like 90% of them.
That would be a better guess.
So that's
like
so that's
who isn't because he's like gonna be the fall guy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So predictable. I'll just have to beat it all out of them.
so basically is Notch is basically in line with the cult at this point. We can assume.
He's their enforcer.
You don't know
being-
about the cult, but he's definitely the nobles' thug, or has something on them.
Yeah.
Could go either.
We have no evidence
No,
yet that he is involved in the cult, but he's definitely in their pocket of their benefit.
Yeah, he's
I punch
helping
my
them.
fist. I punch my fist into my palm and make impatient looks at Joey.
Joey's going to leave without incident.
Wow.
It must have taken every fiber of his
Joey
body.
gains 2 levels instantly.
Wait, is he being mind controlled or possessed?
Joey-
Yeah.
Joey is now level 21. Please choose your epic destiny.
See Joey like just vibrating in place, sweat pouring down his face, grinding his teeth.
As he
I'd leave.
Without incident. But let it go. All of
see
you
some
guys
blood
know.
in his mouth.
All of you guards, I want you to look at this fat little disgusting gnome type person, and you all know that he's evil. And when I come back, I'm gonna be right. And you're all gonna say like, "Oh, Joey, you were right all the time," and I was gonna be like, "Yeah, I told you so."
A couple of the
Now I
older
leave.
guards are chuckling at this. They know how this goes.
They've heard this speech before, actually.
Yes.
And Joey's always been right.
He has actually been proven right more often than not as captain of the guard.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll float out backwards too, following Joey, but not before my mage hand / arcane eye leaves a whole bunch of graffiti staring directly at his chair in his office.
What
Can this graffiti
I
be replaced?
unsummon it and resummon it outside. Bye.
I figured you got it outside. I was just... He walked
You guys
back
should
to
probably not be in there for much longer.
we'll check it. We'll inspect
No, we haven't
the records.
I'm just gonna float around outside this window to make sure nothing's up.
Right. I guess. Okay, so we've got
Just
info on Notch, some on Flat Top, some on just the patterns of cases that lead to a conclusion of
Do we have? Is there a
cult
file on
in indirect
Francis?
control.
Is there a file on who?
Francis or whatever his name is.
There is actually a file on Francis, but someone has stolen the contents. The folder is there, but nothing but blank papers are inside.
Somebody
Fascinating.
stole
I'll
our-
have to make
somebody
a note
stole
of that
our-
in my inspection report.
So basically what we've learned is that Captain of the Guard is in line with the nobles, nobles are in line with the cult, cult is evil.
Well, you knew
Right.
the last one.
Cult is. I don't really know the cult's deal. I'm sort of operating on the assumption that my party members aren't lying to me about that.
The Dracolich put an evil curse on Gibnaf, and
Just broke a deal.
the
Whatever.
deal was that he was going to do evil stuff for him.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
argue about this when it becomes more dramatically appropriate.
Do they have financial records?
There are no financial records in here. You would need to get into the city treasury for that.
Yes, those would not be kept at the
Guardhouse,
guardhouse.
no.
They wouldn't.
I
keep
know a lot about records.
They wouldn't keep a ledger of their shakedowns, I suppose.
Highly unlikely.
No.
Embezzled this.
Joey did once,
Well,
but he
yeah.
couldn't read, so it was just gibberish, and
They
everybody
threw
let
out
him do it.
Joey's diary, so yes, they don't do that anymore.
Today I embezzled
Inspection is
this.
complete.
Today I embezzled the shit out of.
Is there
this.
anything else you want to look up in here?
I guess if we can get anything good on a noble, like something that they did that they paid off the guard to not look into further.
You get a couple stories in here you might be able to leverage, but it's going to
Because
rely
it's
on you.
Like, okay. I'm trying to think. What else would the guard have records of that would be interesting to us?
Are there
Their
any other
investigation of
persons of
cults?
interest in the city you want to know about?
Perhaps business owners.
Business owners. Most of
Perhaps
them.
that guy got,
Oh.
his.
What about all the ones with the purple flags on them? that we noticed when we came in.
You can try and look up some information on them, but those are guys who are, cult friendly.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, let's look. Are there any
Right.
records?
That's essentially
Any of those places?
There's nothing about arrests on any merchants or anyone other than the occasional altercation or report of a theft.
Hmm.
None of them seem to be
These seem-
overtly...
These
Working.
records all seem fairly standard.
Any quickly covered up missing persons cases?
Ooh.
It's possible. You start looking through some of the more recent ones and notice that a lot of things are just being stamped with a big red closed, even though there doesn't appear to be a final sheet in them or any conclusion.
Fascinating. I'm going to copy down the details so that I can attempt to piece together a pattern on my conspiracy board later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it all into my crime computer. My brain.
Yeah, base.
One thing
Miriam
you notice
probably
is
has
there
some
are
kind
a
of crime
lot
computer.
of orphans missing as of late.
Fascinating. It's interesting. We should talk with perhaps.
Think we should go to an orphanage?
Yes.
There actually isn't a city orphanage.
There was smaller privately run orphanages.
No.
Is there a cult that takes in all the orphans and indoctrinates them?
The cult actually does not seem to be doing much with children, come to think of it.
So what do they have? Where do the orphans go?
away?
That is
Well,
a
that's
bunch
kind of
Oh,
a
wait.
that's kind of a question because nobody rebuilt the orphanage after the siege, and you're not sure why they're all being listed as vanished.
Okay, so they get taken into the dream dimension, or sent to a mine, or
Or
other.
something.
you could notice they were all last seen near the Thieves' District.
Oh.
Right, I was about to say, or other underground work facility.
Perhaps they've been taken in by the Thieves Guild.
Let's go check out the Thieves Guild.
Wasn't that where we were going to begin?
You guys
with?
were going to the Commons where you were given a challenge by Francis.
We probably shouldn't do that.
Let's
Give
not do that, and let's instead do something else.
Do you
Mhm.
want to?
Our inspection is complete.
All right.
Thank you, Officer Lightyear.
Thank you very
Should we
much,
inform
ma'am.
them of the
And
out of character? Should we inform them of the missing reports on Francis?
It's up to you guys.
Like
No.
the guards? No, we should tell them absolutely nothing.
Okay.
What do you plan to tell Notch when you talk to him before you leave?
Our inspection is complete.
All
A
right.
full report will be issued to you within 2 to 4 weeks.
Wonderful. I'll look forward to reading it. Ugh. Please be brief.
The full report will be made available within 2 to 4 weeks.
Oh, bureaucrats.
This isn't actually the door. This is the window I'm staring in through. So you guys just crashed through the window.
I
I'm
flew
okay
out
with that.
through an open window.
Good.
I'm a
Good.
librarian.
Good. I'll fly up and join you.
Nice.
All right.
Good.
So,
Okay. I fill my
Have we
podium
made it
on
clear? Have we made it clear that
details.
Miriam, or I'm sorry,
This doesn't. Hang on. This doesn't work for me. Okay, there. That's better.
information.
so, where do you
I'm
want to
sorry,
head
this
from
doesn't
here?
work for me.
If we haven't made it, if we haven't made it clear yet, Minerel has taken Gibnaf to.
I mentioned it at the start.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So-
This information works for me.
Refresh my memory. What was the challenge that Francis gave us?
You tapped out in Morse code that he should come out and show himself, and he said he'll be waiting for you in the Commons. Or he'll find you
I
in
don't
the
think we
Commons.
should. I don't think we should do that without Gibnaf.
It is up
Because
to
he's
you.
kind of Gibnaf's rival. He's kind of Gibnaf's rival.
I'm just saying, I was told there's only
Fine.
one plot off limits, and that's not it.
Oh.
Okay.
Fuck it. Let's do
Well,
it then.
let's go see Francis.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeehaw.
It's up to you.
We're off to see the Francis. Well, that's our. We have two leads.
Aren't you guys
One-
glad I marked the Commons so obviously?
The Commons
We have
aren't-
two leads.
the
One is
Commons aren't on
Francis, and the
map
other is
yet.
the Thieves Guild, and we can do
Those
both.
aren't the Commons.
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh,
No, that's the memorial
Where's the
center of
Commons?
town.
where's the Commons?
The Commons is the
That's
very
south.
south of the city.
That's
Oh,
why
that
we
doesn't
came
sound at
from
all.
there
That's
And
why
that
you were
when we
heading past the
passed-
guardhouse.
Yeah.
All
Where's
right,
Randall
let's go.
Flag?
The
Terrible
stand.
is my sound now.
Not
You
that
sound
bad.
fine.
You sound a little quiet.
Mm.
Are you?
Hello,
are
poor
you
weather.
okay?
Hello, for weather.
Did you drink butter like I suggested?
No.
Good. That was a bad suggestion.
You do not sound stellar, P-dubs. Are you sure you want in on this?
Give me a minute.
Okay.
Well, we're going to see Francis,
Give me the butter.
and then we're going to go see the Thieves Guild about orphans.
Alright, the Thieves Guild is actually closer than the Commons. Do you want to head there first?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
If we're going to pass it anyway.
Alright. Then in that case, the now much better walled off Thieves District.
Yeah.
Oops, I just drew that on the back of a merchant's ship.
If I remember correctly, a bunch of my guys were in there.
A couple
Have
of your
been
guys were in
detected.
there trying to infiltrate, yes.
Mm-hmm.
There were
All right.
also a lot of men who ran delis.
Yes, I remember that too.
Yes.
Let's... Well, where's the entrance? Where's the door? I want to knock at it. This
are-
guy
I
again,
could
really?
go for a sandwich.
Those dudes ran the delis, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, sandwich.
yeah.
Sandwich.
As long as I can get a Reuben, I'm fine.
Oh, we're going.
You
Someone-
can judge a deli based on its Reuben.
Someone meets you at the door.
Fuck, I'm hungry.
Hello?
Yes, we want in.
Wonderful, wonderful. Two of you are already members of the guild, so you can come in. The lady
yeah.
and the floating gentleman will have to explain to me why I should allow them in.
I want a sandwich.
Good
I
enough for
slowly
me.
raise a middle finger.
Can you vouch
He wants
for
a
him?
sandwich too.
Well, if
He's,
you can...
he's pointing up for. He's pointing his finger for one sandwich.
Ah! Excellent, excellent. You can come right in. He opens the gate for you and hustles you inside.
So why were
I
we
rub,
allowed
I
in?
rub my belly enthusiastically and then flip him off more when he turns around.
We did the thing. Remember, we went into the fantasy. You had to steal a musical song.
Yeah, this is how you
Oh,
got
yeah.
into the... Yeah. So, could you possibly have come to talk with us, or are you just visiting?
We've come to talk to you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Where's
Well, not
Francis?
you. Hopefully, someone more important.
Oh.
No need to be rude.
Dunked.
Is this the Commons?
No.
No, this is the.
This is the Thieves
Guild.
District,
We stopped off here on our way to the commons.
aka the Deli District,
Mhm.
recall.
Let's burn it down.
You
No.
could, I
You
guess.
guys
but
like panini, right?
We could.
It'd
if
be
you
nice
wanted-
and ironic since it was the only part that didn't burn down before, remember?
That's true. It was kept pretty
That
intact.
would be ironic. I still don't know if I agree with it.
You would,
Especially not before I've had my sandwich.
you would still be setting
us
a
to the-
massive fire in the center of the city, which would end badly.
Listen, no hair
Sandwich
guy.
boy.
Bring us to the most important person in your society.
People of Bonerton do not need another fight.
All right, I can bring you to the Guildmaster's throne.
Can we actually have
One
sandwiches?
mo- Yes, you can.
Yeah. I mean,
Like IRL.
Yes,
I
also-
can't make them for you, but you can have them.
I'm quitting again.
Okay.
same.
Right.
I'm with Plaz on this one.
Well, I can't make them for you. It doesn't mean you can't have them.
You're the dungeon master.
I'm across the continent from all of you.
If
If
you're not going
You
to take
were
responsibility for this, then who will?
Eliza
Fucking
were
roll
here
for
or
a
Allie were
sandwich
here, I
already.
could make them a sandwich, but they live closer to me.
Listen, guys. You can all come up here. We'll go to Kettleman's Bagel Company.
Shut
Well,
up,
be good.
Wolf.
I heard
Stay out of
Kettleman.
this.
I heard Kettleman. I'm Kettleman. Hi.
Are bagels
Oh.
made in Canada
Hey,
even real bagels?
Who wants a
Oh
sandwich?
God, yes. You have not. Have you ever tried a Montreal smoked meat sandwich on a Montreal style bagel?
Look, if we're going to talk about food, then we're actually going to have to take a break so I can get some.
Do you guys want
No,
to
we're
do that?
good.
Okay.
We're good.
It might be too late.
Listen, we want a Reuben sandwich and some orphans.
Whoa, I just got slaw, man. I don't have any of the weird sides.
What do you know about orphans?
I know sometimes they work for me, 'cause they make slaw. They got little hands for slaw making.
That's gross.
What?
Show us where you keep them.
What? He holds up
Show
his
us
hands,
what-
which are just nasty, gnarled things. I don't have good slaw in hands. So I hire the orphans.
You have to stop using. You have to stop using slaw as an adjective and a verb. And
No, his use of slaw is acceptable.
all right. And second of all, show us where you hire these orphans.
Sometimes kids come through town. They're looking for work. I put them out in the guest room, and they help me make slaw.
All right.
Then they tend to wander off. That's how this works. They're orphans. Who cares about orphans, right?
I care about orphans.
Everyone
sorry.
cares about orphans. We all happen to be orphans.
I'm sorry, little lady. I didn't know you had no parents.
I look at Witch Boy inquisitively.
I look back inquisitively.
All right, that's fine.
We will still need those sandwiches, though,
All right.
Mhm.
if that wasn't clear.
All right. Kettleman climbs into his stall and starts making you some
Yes.
sandwiches.
Sandwich.
Just bicycle-powered sandwich machine stall.
Yeah, let's go with that.
He starts pedaling furiously.
I can
But if
bring...
you open the machine, it's just a bunch of orphans being whipped, so...
Oh no.
No, it's not. He makes
It's
sandwiches.
a series of orphans just like putting meat onto bread.
It's delicious. It's
Yeah.
magic.
At one point, you see tiny hands lift up with a cup of slaw in their hand, offering it to someone.
Is that a joke?
No, there's
Is
like...
this slaw even good? I'm gonna roll for slaw.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna roll charisma.
All right.
Or
Dear listeners, please see my Ask FM post about the party members' ideal meals. Or the themed meals, or whatever the hell I said that was. I don't
what
remember.
is it?
Well,
There it
no,
is.
make your roll for
Charisma.
slaw.
Oh damn! Natural 20 slaw. His slaw is amazing.
It is. It's
His
fantastic.
orphan slaw is amazing. Get this orphan out of these slums and into fucking culinary college.
This
Look, there's no Gordon Ramsay in Bonerton, okay?
there should be.
I don't have a Gordon
Apparently,
Ramsay
it's this
pog.
guy. He just rolled a natural 20 coleslaw.
The closest
Yeah,
I
but-
have... The closest pog I have to Gordon Ramsay would be...
Is there?
this.
Wait, is that shredded pear? In
Oh
the
my God.
coleslaw?
I've never heard of it, but I love it.
It's.
Our panel of judges.
I don't like to throw these words around a lot, but I think this is an objective improvement.
Thank you, thank you.
Miriam is the one who likes everything, and Joey is the one who hates almost everything, and Algernon's the bland one, and Witch Boy is the, the mysterious one.
You're like when they bring in.
You're the
Lady
tiebreaker
Gaga.
round.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, like, whenever Witch Boy eats something, he just pushes it against his mask, and then it falls to the ground. So, I don't know.
We can work on that later.
Hmm.
This slaw's alright.
Okay. How often
Listen.
do the guards come around here?
They don't. Nobody lets them in. That's the point of this
Fascinating.
district.
How about any members of the Dream Cult? Or Cult of whatever it's called. What is it called again?
Sleeping Eye? We don't.
Sleeping Eye. Do they bother you?
Not since we put a crossbow bolt through one of their heads.
Sounds good.
They're
So it
coming
sounds
back,
like
but we self-police. That's the deal we made with the
you
guards.
all are most interested in But before that, I guess the cult was attempting to interfere with your operations?
They wanted to talk to the people in here. The people in here have made a deal. We deal with the thieves. They deal with us fair.
Interesting.
It's the deal
What
we
do-
made with the Baron.
Yeah. Tell me about this deal.
This would be
The
something
deal
that...
tales.
This would be a deal that was eked out with Flat Top using Gibneff's authority, that the Thieves District, since they do self-police, basically sticks to themselves, will turn in anyone in the city operating without their licensing, and actually self-polices this district and keeps it entirely off of everyone's radar.
Fascinating.
The people here are happy, there are no complaints, and thefts are overall down. Anything that's stolen is done with guild approval, and there's usually a kickback for the right people.
Interesting. So really, you're more or less a autonomous entity operating within the city limits.
At this point, yes. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Also, this is a really good sandwich.
Thank you. I like to take pride in my work.
Orphans made it.
I made the sandwich, the orphans made the slaw.
The slaw is really good too.
Who is he talking to?
Miriam.